What does war and conflict have to do with the environment? As it turns out, quite a lot. This is Jen, and I'm here today with my colleagues James and Dutch in honor of Earth Day to talk about how issues like climate change and resource conservation are impacted by terrorism, civil wars, and even America's military. So I'll open it up to questions. Who'd like to start?
I'll start. I just recently wrote about this, actually. It's about water wars. It's interesting, kind of scary. I'm curious, how does climate change contribute to conflict?
Well, that's a good question. So climate change in itself may not directly cause conflict, but elements of it can definitely exacerbate it and lead to conflict. So one pertinent example is Syria's ongoing civil war was actually spurred by a historic drought, and that led to social and political instability in the region, which led to civil war, which eventually led to ISIS takeover of Iraq and Syria. Similarly, during the Arab Spring, a lot of the uprisings there correlated with lack of rainfall. Now we also have melting glaciers in the Arctic, which are already causing tensions between different nations that want to claim the oil there.
So does it work conversely too? Does conflict also contribute to the tarnishing of the environment?
It definitely does. So war and conflict impact the environment just as much, maybe is not more, as the adverse. So, for example, if you just look at the Department of Defense in the U.S., the DoD is the country's largest fossil fuel consumer, and that's mostly just standing tanks. It's estimated that 1.7 million barrels of oil were consumed every month during the U.S. invasion of Iraq. But then, overseas, there's also terrorists profiting off of exploiting the environment. It's multi-million-dollar businesses, and what they do is they'll, poach endangered animals. They do illegal fishing, they cut down trees and do illegal logging, things like that, that really exacerbates the planet.
Hey Jen, I've got a quick question for you. All this sounds kind of scary and challenging and everything. What are people doing about it?
Well, I'm not sure about what people are doing. There's not much the everyday person can do to stop conflict from happening. But on a military level, the Pentagon has actually had climate change on its radar for quite a while now. And they released a climate action roadmap just last year that calls for a proactive defense strategy that integrates climate change preparedness into all of their plans across and operations, training and all of that. So with the U.S. government at least acknowledging that and able to deal with it as the years come, hopefully that will help bring about environmental peace and global peace as well. All right, so this has been Jen, Dutch, and James for Curiousmatic. If you want to understand more about conflict in the environment, you can check out our content at curiousmatic.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to tweet us at Curiousmatic. Thanks for watching.